Hello and welcome back to the channel for another Power of the Doctor themed video. So earlier this week I discussed the possibility that incoming Doctor Ncuti Gatwa might not actually appear at the end of the Power of the Doctor, and that Jodie Whittaker might not actually regenerate into him but someone else. Now of course the most likely alternative would be David Tennant, who's returning to Doctor Who next year for the show's 60th anniversary. And there have been rumours going around for months and months that this is what's going to happen, that Joe's going to regenerate into David Tennant, or indeed degenerate. And the episode's going to end with him seeing his reflection and working out what's happened, and we're going to have another one of those sort of, what cliffhangers like we used to have back in the day, and that's going to lead into the 60th anniversary specials next year. So that's the rumour, that's what Reddit has to say about things. But could there be any truth to the rumour, and is it something that I personally would like to see? Well, back when the rumours sort of first came out, I think in January or February time maybe, about David Tennant being the 14th Doctor, because that's how it was reported at the time. I did do a video giving my thoughts. I haven't watched that video back recently, but from what I can remember, and indeed if you go back and watch it now, I was sort of poo-pooing the idea of David Tennant coming back full-time, and of course that's not what's happened. He's coming back for some anniversary specials, and I remember saying at the time, I think, that yes, that would be something that I would like to see. But in terms of actually having that sort of regeneration that goes wrong, where the Doctor changed into one of their old faces again, that's something that, back then I had mixed feelings on, and truth be told, I do still have mixed feelings on it, today. On the one hand, it would be really great to have a regeneration that doesn't go as planned, doesn't go as we might expect. That would be a really exciting way to do it and would really surprise us as viewers. Even though we've got these rumours and things, I think to actually see that play out on screen would still be really surprising. And also, for a big portion of the audience as well, who haven't been keeping up with the rumours or just don't know about the rumours, they would be going into it completely blind. And I think for them that would be a genuinely shocking and surprising moment, up there with other shocking moments from Doctor Who's history. So those are the arguments, for doing it, basically to just have this wild, wacky, bonkers moment which, surprises and delights, fans and non-fans alike, and gets people talking, and just goes down as a very different type of regeneration scene, in Doctor Who history. I mean, in terms of arguments against doing it, the main one that people seem to come back to is this idea that it would detract from Ncuti Gatwa and distract from him as well. Because obviously, he is our next Doctor, he's going to be the one that's around for the next few years, he's here to stay, David Tennant isn't, and then potentially, I suppose, because of that, it could come across as something quite gimmicky and end up being quite controversial. But then I think personally, it sort of would be worth it, to actually have that moment, such a huge moment and such a crazy moment, even if there were criticisms, even if in the long run, it meant that Ncuti didn't quite get the same start that other Doctors have had. I think it would still be worth it, to see the looks on people's faces and the reaction it gets. But putting the arguments for and against aside, is this something which could actually realistically happen? Because I think the discourse surrounding this and the way people have talked about it, it's almost like people have sort of accepted that yes, it is going to happen and it's a guarantee. But it's not a guarantee, it is just a rumour at this stage. And I think as ever, it's important for us as fans to not get carried away with this sort of stuff and sort of go into an episode expecting something like this to happen and then get disappointed if it doesn't. I mean, just to bring to mind, a few examples, there have been rumours like, the Daleks are going to appear at the end of the Battle of Ranskorav Kolos, or Davros is going to appear at the end of Revolution of the Daleks, or Tacteon's going to make a reappearance in The Vanquishers, or even as recent as Easter, the Master's going to appear in Legend of the Sea Devils. And of course I will hold my hands up and say, I've been guilty of this sort of stuff myself in the past. All of us have. But I think nevertheless, it is something that's important to remember and to not get too carried away with if we can help it. Even if this is like a rumour that's come from a reputable source on Reddit or whatever, I think it's important to not go into an episode expecting something to happen just because it's been strongly rumoured. So those are my 2 cents on the matter, really. Like I say, I'm not averse to the idea of this happening, and, to see David Tennant, in Jodie's clothes, to see him saying, what, and all that sort of stuff, and to have one of the most popular Doctors, appear at the end of what is already going to be such a landmark episode. would be tremendously exciting, and would certainly get the second RTD era off with a bang. But what are your thoughts on all this? Is it something which you think is likely to happen and something which you would want to happen? Or are you on the opposite side of the fence, or just indifferent? Whatever the case, whatever your thoughts, please make them known down in the comments below. All of your thoughts, all of your theories, you never know, they might be correct. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel for more Power of the Doctor content over these last couple of days. And if you'd like to go one step further in supporting the channel, you can find the link to my Patreon page in the video description. But otherwise, until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.